Hey there, it's Frank Buckley from the KTLA 5 Morning News and USC class of, let's just say, a long time ago. Welcome to the 2024 USC Asian American Pacific Islander Heritage Month celebration. Our theme this year is Hand in Hand, celebrating unity and collaboration, because we know that we're stronger as a community when we stand together and support each other. Even someone named Frank Buckley can be an American of Asian descent and be proud to be part of this community. The USC Asian American Pacific Islander Heritage Month kicked off early in April so that Trojans could celebrate this important month before the semester's end. I hope you've been able to attend and participate in some of the wonderful programs that have been offered. Keep it going in the month of May when the city of LA offers even more programs. I'm proud to stand with you as a member of our community and as a Trojan. Fight on!
Hi everybody, my name is Jimmy and I'm a student studying computer science and business administration here at USC. It's been a long and hard year and I fought through many homework assignments, midterms, projects, and finals, but finally made it to the finish line. As a student, I feel like everybody should have a community that they feel included within and that backs them up. For me as an Asian American and student veteran, that's been going to the APAS office and also the Veterans Resource Center. Going into the APAS office and speaking with the student workers there, they've all been super friendly and made me feel comfortable. Whether it be our shared cultural experiences growing up or the foods that we ate, they made me feel welcome. In addition, they've done different events such as Vietnamese coffee and coloring, or giving out lumpia, which I thought was awesome and delicious. But the biggest thing I gained from them is the feeling that I had the APITA community to back me up during my academic journey. Coming in as a transfer and non-traditional student, it was hard at first to make friends and figure out where I fit in. And at times it felt lonely as I had no one pushing me. But finding the APAS office and being part of the APITA community has helped me find students like myself and a feeling that I'm not by myself. Being far from my family and home in Texas, sometimes I forget who I am and where I've come from. But this community reminds me of who I am. It reminds me of the journey and struggles that my parents went through for me to be here. This community is big and welcoming and adds to an already diverse campus, which I love. I want people to know that we're strong, united, and resilient. As an Asian American, I think it's important for me to understand my heritage and the community that I had to lean back on. Knowing that I have the APITA family with me gives me the confidence and strength that I'll need to go through school. I look forward to the next school year and the support system that I have to keep pushing me. I'm proud to say that I'm an Asian American and a Trojan. That's all for me, and fight on.
Hey, fellow Trojans, just want to wish you all a happy AAPI Heritage Month. I want to thank you for all of your efforts to embrace and celebrate your own respective cultures, and you've definitely inspired me. I think that's how I got to be in a kimono and bowing to the camera. I want to thank all the trailblazing Trojans of the AAPI community who came before me and allowed me to have a place in the entertainment biz when there's work. Just want to also shout out to the younger generations who continue to be creative and innovate and inspire me to rediscover and also celebrate my background. But wish you all a wonderful AAPI month of celebration, and let's all support each other and uplift each other. And that's how we're going to get more Asian TV and movies made.
No, but seriously, you are seeing more and more people that look like us in the mainstream. And that's only because we've supported each other and stuck together. And together, we have broken down those barriers and created opportunities for the next generations to pursue their dreams and to also become leaders in their respective spaces. So keep up the great work, and I commend you all. And sorry, I changed. This is an afterthought.
Wish you all a happy AAPI Heritage Month. And remember, always fight on.
Hi, I'm Haven Lynn Kirk, and I'm the Dean of the USC Gail Garner-Roski School of Art and Design. Thank you for inviting me to participate in this year's video address. And in the spirit of this year's Hand in Hand theme, I thought I'd share my origin story. I was born in Taiwan, though I'm of Chinese descent. I only lived in Taiwan for a couple of years, and then my parents migrated to Montreal, Canada, and a few years after that to the US. My father was a petroleum engineer, so we moved often as he went from project to project. Growing up, we lived throughout the South, Louisiana, Texas, Georgia, and much later to California, with a few side stops a few years later in Saudi Arabia. I never had the experience of living in a more defined Asian community, much less a Chinese community. So my feelings of experiencing differences played an important role in my eventual path into the arts, as well as my own comfort with discomfort. Also, keep in mind that Chinese immigrants in the 60s and 70s embraced wholeheartedly this idea of assimilation. So when my family eventually came to California, there were very few Asians at my high school or the city where we lived. My friends that were Asian were like me, but Japanese, Korean, Hawaiian, Chinese, Southeast Asian. So we picked and chose the parts of our ethnic culture that we wanted to keep and mixed it with mainstream culture. Growing up, the idea of Pan-Asian felt more in line with who I was than the identity of being just Chinese American. And even within my own family, my sister and I were both born in Taiwan, and my parents were born in China, but left during the Cultural Revolution. My younger sister was born in Canada, and my brother in Louisiana. My husband is a fifth generation Southern California, so my daughters are both biracial. Identity within my immediate family is also elusive. So recently, I heard the artist David Young Kim speak about his experiences in the Chinese American diaspora, and he mentioned that he sometimes felt his use of Korean motifs in his art making felt like a form of appropriation. I've often felt the same, that adoption of a more traditional or even contemporary Chinese cultural trait didn't feel authentic or sincere to my own personal identity. So this year's theme really speaks to me, since the arts are a field of study where individuality and unique expression is the goal of being an artist or a creative problem solver. And creative solutions in problem solving is the charge of most designers. Being around others that are different and being respectful of those differences help us understand who we all are. And supporting that difference makes us stronger as a community. So I'd like to thank you for letting me share my story with you. And if you see me around campus, I hope you stop me and tell me your stories. Thank you.
I think it's important to celebrate AAPI History Month because doing so reminds us that there are unique aspects of our culture that we bring to the wider group, and that there's certain strengths in our diversity that really contribute to the overall fabric of the Trojan community. Culturally, Asian Americans tend to be very family-oriented, very collectivistic or group-oriented, and so there's a desire to work together with one another to get more done. There's a feeling that if we all work together, we can make ourselves collectively stronger. One of the best parts of being Asian American or Pacific Islander is the food and the feasts that bring us all together, whether it's Japanese, Korean, Chinese, Filipino. All those foods come together to create who you are. Some of the best memories of growing up, whether in Hawaii or at my parents' home, is large groups of family coming together to share a meal and to just be together. I'm excited that USC is celebrating Asian American History Month because I think that there are a number of Asian Americans and parts of this community that really add to the fabric of who we are and really work to kind of bind people together. So for USC to recognize those contributions and to recognize the role that the Asian American community plays in creating the fabric of the Trojan family, that's really exciting. Dr. Denise Kwok, Deputy Athletic Director and Senior Women's Administrator at USC Athletics. Fight on.
Hello everyone, my name is Mary T and I'm the current president of the Asian Pacific Alumni Association here at USC. We are here to commemorate the Asian Pacific Islander Heritage Month, in which we establish community and connectivity across Asian Pacific communities. I'd like to congratulate everybody for all your hard work and contributions to the community as we work hand in hand to establish great connections going forward. Congratulations and let's have a great month.
In my hand is the Cup of Collaboration, led by these guys. Welcome to the Hawaii State Capitol, where collaboration is key for success. Aloha, I'm Glenn Wakai. I've been in the State Senate for 22 years. I'm a proud graduate of USC in 1990. I really enjoyed my time in Los Angeles. I am a huge sports fan. Here in Hawaii, there are two seasons, football season and non-football season. Getting stuff done involves working hand in hand. Hi! Fall! Welcome to the land of the Trojans. Here in my office and throughout this building, it's always about fight on. Hawaii is a land of pure splendor and lots of diversity. A lot of Asian Pacific Islanders and a lot of Trojans. We are all working together to create a better Hawaii as well as a better America. Let me show you one last landmark here in Hawaii. Within my office is a very special place. Now wait for it. Wait for it. I call it the Trojan Shrine. I'm so lucky to have a spot here. It's partially due to the degree I got from the Annenberg School of Communication, and even more so because of all the support from those in the Asian Pacific Islander community, as well as USC, all working hand in hand to create generations of leaders affecting the globe. Fight on.
Hello, my name is Quade French, pronouns he, him, his. I'm a licensed clinical psychologist and currently serve as an associate dean in Dornsife College, focusing on academic culture, equity, and inclusion. It is wonderful to see so many of you participating in this month's events celebrating APITA culture, heritage, and people here at USC. You don't need any reminders from me about how divided, divisive, and frayed our global and local communities are today. Our news feeds are dominated by examples of pain and fear and crisis. Yet despite these global narratives, when I see individuals in relationship with one another, when I see the joy of friendship and connection, when I see the strength of community, I remain hopeful. It is your impact at your local level that matters now more than ever before. You're reaching out to a colleague or friend to check in, not just because you need that report, but to check in with them as a person. It matters. And just as much as you check in with others, ensuring that you're taking the time to check in with yourself and asking yourself what you need in that moment is crucial as well. For many of us, This idea of choice and choosing to value ourselves as much as we value others is a challenging exercise, particularly within the APITA and other minoritized communities, and particularly when we see so much suffering around us. Choice in this way can feel foreign, an agency celebrated by one community we belong to, but not another. As a Korean man born in Seoul, adopted by white parents as an infant, and raised in Los Angeles, my connection to race and culture as a part of self has been an interesting journey. And as many have done, I move in and out of a feeling of connection with two worlds. While I may not have a lived childhood experience that many of you share, I, like many of you, lived a life shaped by an immigrant experience, whether the journey was yours or your parents or your grandparents. We share the experience of an immigrant's tension at the intersection of worlds: pressure and obligation, acceptance, a desire to move in, a desire to push away, all the while carving out our own sense of identity, of self, purpose, and values. One thing we are very good at is sifting through multiple sources of influence as we seek our own sense of self, sometimes consciously, sometimes not, and identifying those elements of connection, of life, of purpose that have deep meaning for us, and we hold on to them tightly when we find them. We can be very intentional about crafting ourselves. Many of us have chosen elements of our cultures of origin and fused them with elements of our day-to-day cultures here in America. And sometimes that works better than others. But what that process tells me is that each of us have profound agency and choice as we think about ourselves and what we value. It tells me that each of us are making powerful statements about what we care about and how we want to live our lives each day. And in that way, we have been focusing on ourselves in the best way possible all our lives, getting ourselves ready for today. And because of this, I know that each of you who are involved in the work of building community here at USC, it is because you made the choice, because it matters to you. You made the choice to be here in support of others. You made the choice to celebrate and honor cultures and people, including those different than your own. And that is so critical today, to choose to be there for others, to choose to connect with others, to choose to share your views and values with others respectfully, to choose to seek new understandings of how someone else is trying to make sense of this world. And finally, to choose to believe that as much as the world is divided, we can work together each day to stay connected through difference. The theme Hand in Hand is about celebrating unity and collaboration within the APITA community, emphasizing the importance of standing together and supporting each other. As we find strength in this messaging and our connection with each other as an APITA community, we must also let this message guide our engagement with everyone and in every space, across worlds, across differences, and across stories. I would like to thank all of you who have chosen connection with self and others as we celebrate the plurality of our community. Never forget your strength and the power of your choices. I wish you all the best as we close out this semester. Thank you.